So how do you go about protecting the expensive tailpipe on your new dirt bike? Well, you install one of these, a tailpipe or a silencer guard. Now, I have seen people in the past stretching over a piece of old tube. This doesn't look very nice and it only provides a real small amount of protection. The other alternative is to install a carbon fiber guard like this one. These are very stiff, they're very strong, and I think you'll agree they look awesome. Specifically, this is made by Carbonteck. I bought it a few days ago, and in this video, I'm going to show you how I installed it. So I started off by unscrewing and removing the exhaust from the bike. And then I went ahead and removed 4 of the cap screws that were holding the canister together. There was 1 on top, 2 on the outside, and then 1 from the bottom. And these screws need to be removed because the carbon guard is secured using these 4 screws. And now it should be as simple as just clipping the silencer guard over the canister. So I first put in the bottom of the canister, and then I kind of lined up the holes in the guard with the holes in the pipe, and then I basically just clipped it on. And as you can see, you need to push it fairly hard, and then it just kind of snaps into place. The next thing to do was to put those 4 screws back in, but the holes weren't perfectly lining up yet. And I found hooking the pipe over the edge of the bench and then just bumping down on the top shifted it into place. And as we can see, in this case, I was a little bit unlucky. The top hole didn't line up, but thankfully the 2 side holes and the bottom hole lined up pretty much perfectly. So I thought the best course of action here was to pull that guard back off and then file that top hole just a little bit to get the hole to line up. Now I had to pull fairly hard on the top of the guard to get it to unclip, and I guess this is a good thing because we don't really want it unclipping when we're out on the trails. And I found it just kind of pulling and working the top edge off first was the way to go. If you are finding the video useful so far, please give it a thumbs up and leave us a comment. Let us know what you think about these carbon guards. Are they worth the money? Maybe you've been using one of these for a long time already and you want to share your experience with the rest of us, or maybe you have your own tips and tricks for installing these types of guards and you'd also like to share that with us. I'll also leave any additional information in the description, so make sure you go and check that out. So once I had the hole filed out, I clipped the guard back on and I checked that the holes line up once again. Now, before putting the cap screws back in, I applied a small amount of RTV gasket maker to the threads, and hopefully this is going to seal them up well. And then I went ahead and loosely installed all 4 screws to make sure that I could get them all in before finally tightening them all up. Now, I'm not sure if this is correct, but I think I've heard that this Carbonteck company is possibly able to recon a scratched up guard and make it look brand new again. Of course, I'm sure there's going to be a fee, but I'm not 100% sure about this. So if any of you guys do know, please let us know in the comments, or maybe if Carbonteck sees this video, they can also let us know directly in the comments. And that's basically it. The pipe can now go back onto the bike and we can see what the finished product looks like. And as you guys can see, I think this looks super awesome. Although it'll probably never look this awesome again, as you know how these things go. They get pretty scratched and dinged up. So we can see that this guard covers the entire side of the pipe. But on top, there is a small bit of the pipe that is sticking out, and the same goes for the backside, which is pretty much all exposed. But this shouldn't really pose any problem because it's mainly the outside and the underside that take all of the abuse. Now, I also think it is really important to protect the radiators on your dirt bike. And if you want to know more about this, you can go ahead and watch this video right here, where I show you exactly how to do that. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.